If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love me like you.
Let them see what life with a kid is like.
Hi.
Hey, Olivia. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this Kapitiran alumni interview with us today.
Of course, I'm happy to help. I love your ideas about creating an alumni video to commemorate all these past years of PCNs and the hard work of your predecessors.
Thank you. We're so excited to talk to alumni, like stretching all the way back to the very first PCN. Okay, so to get us started, can you tell us a bit about yourself, like what you studied, what your career path looks like now?
Well, I always knew I wanted to go into STEM, and I started getting more interested in environmental sciences in high school. I felt really impacted by the news surrounding climate change and all the stories of how in danger our planet was and still is. Um, I felt like going into environmental studies was a calling for me to try to do my part. Now I'm the CEO of my own sustainable baby products company, such as biodegradable wipes, and I use my social media as a platform for public engagement and spreading conservation awareness. I never saw myself where I am now, and it's been a crazy process getting here.
That's super admirable. It's so cool that you're just able to just take the field you're interested in and turn it into a job that really just feels fulfilling.
Thank you. I had a lot of supportive friends that helped me find the path I'm walking today, so I wasn't alone. I'm so glad y'all are outreaching to alumni, though. A lot of folks would love to have this opportunity to reconnect with the community.
Yeah, we wanted to like let the newer members learn more about the people who planted the seeds for our organization. So for our next question, we want to hear about how Kapatarang like impacted or influenced your life.
As someone who's only half Filipino, I never thought of myself as a person of color or really connected with my Filipino side. It wasn't until I went to college and joined the org that I started to get involved in cultural celebrations and become politically active. I'd always had a deep interest in knowing what was going on in the world around me, even when my friends weren't all that interested. But of course, as we got older, we all realized how important it was since it was directly affecting our lives.
And could you talk a little bit more about your experience getting politically involved in college and how that kind of just carried over into your adult life?
Yeah, yeah. So through the organization, I was given opportunities to try to encourage change within the UC system, like, for example, fighting for research centers. That really helped me see the power people have with just their voice and just the drive to make the world a better place. In my adult life, I continued to have that mentality when it came to making changes in my area or when it came to things going on in the news.
And speaking of making the world a better place, I feel like that's something that many folks would relate to legacy. However, I want to hear your take, Olivia. What would you say that legacy means to you, and how would you describe your own legacy?
Yeah. So I I used to think that legacy was only about continuing a family tradition or something, but personally, I've come to learn that legacy is about how you live your life and recognizing that what you do affects those who come after you. It's something that I thought a lot about being in the organization and realizing that the things that I was doing by being a servant leader for our community and allies served to set a foundation for future leadership. I recognized that the foundation that past generations laid for me didn't serve as a static foothold. Um, Rather, it was my duty to lead my own way, knowing that I can comfortably collaborate with past leaders that have solved their own conflicts to better think about current ones. In my own life, I've embraced that idea of legacy and try to make sure that the mark I leave on the world is to make it a better place for my daughter. Even in my career, my drive was always to do something that I felt proud of and trying to do my part as best as I could.
Yeah, I'm guessing all those plushies in the background belong to your daughter then. So anyways, the final question we have for you is, what message or advice would you want to pass on to the current and future generations of Kapatarong?
Okay. I guess the secret to surviving the chaos that is your 20s is having a really solid couple of friends who you can depend on no matter what. Yeah. I actually was able to keep in touch with my group of friends from high school throughout college and into my early 20s because no matter how crazy our lives got, they were always the people I wanted to reach out to first to tell them about it. Not because I needed them to fix my problems or anything, but because I knew they would support me no matter what. You know, when I got pregnant at 25, I felt like the world was crashing down on me. It really was only because of the support of my friends I was able to believe that I could raise her the way I thought I could.
That's a beautiful friendship. I know it's been a hot second, but are you still able to keep in touch with these friends today?
Oh, you know how it goes. Life gets complicated and we still keep in touch, just not so frequently. We really haven't been able to see each other at all in a very long time. But one of my friends, Jason, I see him pretty often. He's really close with my daughter. She even calls him her Tito. You know, I should really give them a call sometime so we can all see each other soon.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. I hope y'all are able to reconnect soon. Okay, so those are all the questions we have for you. We really appreciate you taking some time to talk with us, and we'll definitely reach out again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Take care, Olivia.
It was lovely to meet y'all, and I'd love to talk again. Bye.
Bye.
He rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, tweet. Go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Every little swallow, every chickadee, every little bird in the tall tree. The wise old owl, the big black crow, flapping their wings, singing go bird go. Rockin' Robin, rock, rock, all night. Rockin' Robin, rock till morning light. Go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Rock, rock, we're rockin' tonight. Do do ba do ba do ba do do ba do do ba do 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 A pretty little raven at the bird bandstand taught him how to do the bop, and it was grand. They started going steady and bless my soul. They outfought the buzzard and the
the oriole. He rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, rockin' Robin, oh rockin' Robin, rockin' Robin, rockin' Robin, go rockin' Robin, go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Rock, rock, we're rockin' tonight. A pretty little raven at the bird bandstand taught him how to do the bopping. It was grand. They started going steady and bless my soul. They hop the buzzard and the oriole. He rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, rock, rock, go rock, Robin, rockin' Robin, now sing it out, rock, rock, Robin, go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Rock, rock, we're rockin' tonight. Tweedledee, 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 bop, 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 we're rockin' tonight.
Hey y'all, I was doing this interview thing and I realized we haven't been together in a hot minute. What do y'all say we have a group call like we used to in the old days, since I know everyone's all over the place? I want to know what's going on in your lives and how you're all doing.
Okay. Open. Copy link. Paste. Please show up soon.
Hey Olivia, it's been too long since we've seen each other. How are you and Zoe?
Hi. I just put her down to bed. She really wanted to stay up and say hi to her tita and titos though.
Aw, well at least tell her that I said hi. I really miss seeing her toothy little smile. I haven't seen her in person since her second birthday, I believe. Not a very good uncle, am I?
It's okay. I get it's difficult to get over here to California now that you and Sebastian are living over on the East Coast. She loved the Barbie you sent her for her 5th birthday though. She takes it everywhere she goes. I'll send you a picture of her with a doll. It's so cute. She treats it like it's her baby.
Oh, thank goodness. Sebastian was the one to suggest it for her. He thought that, that one had the best accessories out of all the options, but personally, I would have preferred to get her an Appa plushie.
You could still get me an Appa plushie, because, The Last Airbender was practically a religion in high school. Come on. Yeah, but no, she's only 5. I think Avatar has some themes that are just a little bit too mature for her right now.
That's true. She wouldn't be able to fully appreciate how epic Zuko's character arc is. On a side note, I just saw the second Blue People Avatar. Considering it took a decade to come out, it was pretty epic. But I really didn't expect James Cameron to do an Avatar and Avatar: The Last Airbender universe crossover, but honestly, it kind of worked, sort of.
Yeah, that looked like a shit show to me. Movies have really run out of ideas of what to show. I know we were all looking forward to more content in both universes, but definitely not that.
I'm not gonna spoil a thing. You'll have to experience it for yourself. Oh.
Jason, I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, dude.
What's up, guys? It's so good to see y'all. I'm in the Philippines right now, so the time difference means I'm still at work, but I took my lunch break because I wouldn't miss this reunion for the world.
Yeah, hi, Jason. It's really good to see you too. I hope they're not working you too hard over there.
Oh, hey, Kat. They are, but I love the work, so it's fine. I'm helping out with this reproductive health services program, doing family planning, training, and cervical cancer screenings.
Hey y'all. Wow, Jason, that's really cool. Last I heard you were doing residency in Seattle, so I'm glad to hear you ended up in a field that suits you.
Jason, dude, it's been too long. I've missed you. And you too, Kat.
I miss you too, all of y'all. Even Kat.
What about me?
Nothing. I was just kidding. I really have missed you guys though.
I missed you guys too.
Okay, I know we haven't all been together or talked much over the past couple of years, and I feel like it's mostly my fault. I just got really wrapped up in the baby stuff and only recently started to rediscover my adult self.
It's all good, Liv. It wasn't your fault.
We all got busy with our own life paths and people drift apart. It's no one person's fault in particular.
And we're here now, and that's what counts. We wouldn't be talking now if you hadn't said something.
Yeah, you were always the instigator of our shenanigans.
No, I was just the only one who would coordinate when we would hang out together. It was you and Kat who turned it into shenanigans. What?
I was just content to go along with you guys, honestly.
I'm sorry. I think we just breezed past the fact that Jason used shenanigans unironically. Like, we may have all just turned 30, but when did you turn into an old man?
Hey, I love the word shenanigans.
It's a great word. I'm a respected OBGYN and very fluent in eloquent language.
Funny. My grandfather used to say the same thing.
That just means I'm just wise beyond my years.
Yes, you are. That's exactly why you sent me a framed 1,000-piece puzzle of the Sistine Chapel as a happy birthday present this year.
Did you and Sebastian both love it? I was hoping you put it above your dining table. I did it when I was at home for 2 weeks in between Doctors Without Borders trips. I thought about sending it to you when I was looking at it in the garage, and I started laughing so hard I had to sit on the floor.
Oh yeah, by the way, how are things at work going for you? Must be trying to travel all the time.
Yeah, man. To be honest, it's been very intense and very eye-opening for sure, but very rewarding. Helping women all over the world get the medical attention they need and serving underprivileged communities have been so much fulfilling than neurosurgery would have been for me personally.
I'm so happy for you that you're enjoying your job, but I'm having a hard time seeing you as a respected doctor looking at this. You're not even religious. I can't believe you actually spent money on shipping for this.
It was totally worth it. I could not stop laughing after I thought about it. It's not about the religious aspect. It's just that it was an interesting 10,000 piece puzzle to do. It's called having a childlike soul.
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that to a certain extent. I was showing Zoe some classic Disney movies like Bambi and Inside Out, and I was crying before she was.
I'm such a sucker for animated movies. When Elsa came out as lesbian, I had a whirlwind of emotions.
That was a pretty bold move for Disney. About time, though, that they have some LGBTQ representation for kids.
Y'all, I just want to say I'm really glad we've stayed somewhat in touch since high school. Not many friend groups do. But man, high school seems like a million years ago, doesn't it? But I can still remember our special lunch tree we would hang out under every day. That's how we got so close.
Those were some great times. It made high school bearable just hang out with you guys.
I wouldn't say that's what really bonded us as a group, though, and made us so close. Remember, Olivia? It was senior year, and we were sleeping over at your place after grad night.
I only have vague memories of that night.
Yeah, because that was the first time we all got drunk together off of Mike's hard lemonade and played a game of truth or dare that got way out of hand.
Yeah, about that night, Kat dared me to go outside and put my leg in the pool, and I cannonballed my ass into the pool.
With your clothes on, no less.
We shared so much that night, and honestly, I really opened up to you guys in a way that I hadn't before with really anyone. Even after all this time, I still feel that way. I have some pretty big news I want to share with you guys since you've been with me ever since I dreamed of doing this in high school. I've been making really good money since I started working at a wind energy company and was able to help my mom retire finally, which has always been a life goal of mine.
Wow, David, we know how long you've been working towards that, and I'm so happy for you and your family.
Okay, here, man.
See, it's like no matter how much time goes by, we can still pick up again as if we were in high school. If those dorky high schoolers could see us now, adulting and being responsible.
We weren't that dorky, were we?
The main way we bonded was over loving Avatar and anime when no one else did. We were dorky before it was cool to like anime. We were pre-Netflix era.
David, it's funny you mentioned what bonded us. What made me want to do a group call was an alumni interview I did for my college organization, and they asked me what got me through tough times in my 20s, and I said it was having all three of y'all. They also asked me what my legacy is.
I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately. Not specifically legacy, but with turning 30 and looking back on the past decade, thinking about how far I've come from who I was when we were 20.
Oh yeah, about that. How's work and about the community you were telling me about going?
Yeah, so after a lot of thinking about where I am now and how I got here, I realized I wanted to use everything I've learned to help others. So I started a committee in my company to facilitate organizational change around diversity, equality, and inclusion in STEM fields. As someone in the Filipinx and LGBTQ plus community, I want to make changes to the industry so the people who come after me in the future have a stronger foundation to stand on.
That's true. It was hard enough for us to try and figure out what to do with our lives. I'd hope it's better for our kids now.
We're really trying to change the culture and environment within the company, but we're also starting an outreach program focused on providing paid internships to kids from low income or underrepresented communities who don't have the same opportunities as some other people.
That's amazing, David. What made you want to get involved into that?
You guys know it was always my goal to work to support my family. And once I did that, I realized I wanted to do more to help people like me. I had such a hard time starting out, not having connections or the opportunities other people had. But so once I was actually involved in the company, I saw how much gatekeeping there was and wanted to support my community by creating more opportunities that I didn't have.
I know so much has changed in the world, and we've all changed so much from those idealistic kids who didn't know how our lives would turn out. Like, I always knew that I wanted to work to protect the environment, but I never thought I'd do it by starting a sustainable baby products line.
I do actually have some pretty big news. Speaking of personal legacy, you guys know that I went to work as an art teacher at the rehabilitation center, right? So it really inspired me and helped me work through my shit, and it got me to work on my own portfolio. And I've been experimenting with digital art, and one of my pieces got selected to be in the show in a gallery opening that's later this year.
Kat, that's fantastic. I always knew your art was amazing.
I love a cat. You are amazing. I saw that birthday card you drew for me. So once you're famous, I can frame it and brag it to the people who come over my house.
Congrats. What's the gallery for?
It's an art gallery for Filipino art history. For this particular gallery opening, the theme is centered around exploring political themes through artwork and how art can be used as a revolutionary medium.
Well, that's a great way to spread cultural awareness in Filipinx history. What piece of yours are they showing?
It's actually a redo of a painting that I showed you guys a long time ago. Here, I'll send it to you guys right now.
What made you think of that?
After I reconnected with my parents, my mom told me about how strong my Lola was when she was younger and how much we looked alike, and said that it got me thinking about how my family legacy and how I'm making my own way because of all the people that came before me and all the things that my Lola taught me. So I came up with this idea of us back to back representing the past and the future.
That's so sweet. I'm gonna cry.
You even got me to tear up.
I think it's just a beautiful way to just memorialize and honor your Lola. She'd love it.
Especially since you made her look 40 years younger.
Thanks, guys. It really means a lot to me. After I spent so much time rejecting my family and focusing on myself, I want to combine the two ideas, if that makes sense, you know? I used to think I only had myself to rely on, but now I want to recognize like how much it took for my family to get me to where I am right now.
That's actually pretty similar to what I said in my interview about legacy being about helping those who come after us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for the longest time, I thought about legacy in terms of my family. My family's legacy felt like it was just setting the standard for my accomplishments that I had to try to suppress.
I know what you mean. Like, it wasn't until actually talking to my mom about our family and about Lola's legacy that I learned that it's not about meeting others' expectations of how I should be, but appreciating the work and the struggle that those before me did so that I can succeed in my own way.
Exactly. I thought when I told my parents about changing my specialty, they were going to be furious or disappointed, but they were just happy I found something I was passionate about. They said, as a parent, you work hard so your kids can find what makes them happy.
Yep, I feel the same way about Zoe. Of course, you want to raise your child to be able to survive in the world and succeed on their own, but also to be able to support them to find what they love.
Definitely. I think legacy for me now is just living a life that you can be proud of. And now I love what I do.
Look at us, all doing something we love that we never in a million years would have ever seen coming.
Here we all are now. When we were 20, we just barely had an idea of what our lives and legacy might look like. Now there are 20-year-olds asking themselves the same question that we once did. I hope we're leaving the world a better place for those who came before us, who are also looking for the answers to those questions. I guess that's what legacy means.
When I think about legacy now, I think about the ways we're all connected and intertwined. Life is like a spider web in that regard. Everything we do has the potential to connect with someone, to touch your life and let them touch yours, even if you always have to make adjustments to deal with what life throws at you. And one day, you realize you built the best life you could. But we also recognize the legacy of our families, and everyone who came before us as we work to build on that legacy, but in our own way.
In the end, all we're left with is how you live your life and what your mark on the rest of the world will be. I figured legacy isn't about your immediate family. It's about the life and family you built for yourself. It's about the ways everyone shapes each other's lives.
Legacy to me is the mark left by someone through stories and memories that are shared with future generations, the way we interpret them and use them to educate ourselves and pass on to others how we are as the present generation honor those who passed through our lives.
It's really all of those things. We are a continuation of the past and the forebears of the future. And I want to leave the world a better place for the people who come after me.
I guess legacy is really how you choose to spend your life. The trick is to have some good friends to share it with you.
We hope you enjoyed this act of PCC 30. Check out our channel to view other PCC content. Along with the other two acts, you can check out the PCC 30 Alumni Project, a series of curated interviews featuring alumni from 1991 to 2020. Thank you to everyone from over the years who has made PCC 30 possible. We hope to see you soon. Salamat!